Is it in the defence in particular where the system and the shape is so much more important than individual brilliance? Because I'm thinking back of the Leicester City campaign when they won the Premier League title. They didn't have superstar world defenders, they didn't have the world's most expensive defenders, but it's their organisation, their shape that kept them in the game, that kept them to win the Premier League title, Alex.
Yeah, I think, listen, every successful team's got a solid base to build on. And unfortunately for Manchester United, I think they've lost 5 in 12 games this season. So for Manchester United, that's simply not good enough. And the fingers with the amount of goals, I mean, you're talking about Manchester United here in the same bracket as Norwich's and Newcastle's, no disrespect to them, but the players that Manchester United have got, there's been something fundamentally wrong when you've got the likes of Harry Maguire's £80 million worth, Varane £30-40 million worth of player. When you're conceding the amount of goals that you are, you've got to ask questions. I know the back four obviously get a lot of criticism, but I think the midfield lads in front of them, they haven't been overly confident this season as well. I think Fred, McTominay, it's interesting that they brought Matic in today for his experience to probably sit in front of the back four. That wise head. So they need to do better as well. It's a unit. It's not just a defensive lot. As a unit, they need to defend better and defend better from the front. And with Ronaldo being left out today, Michael's obviously looked at it and thought, I need 11 players on the pitch who are going to defend properly from the front, and we can't afford to carry any passengers without the ball. And obviously that's the thought process behind it, I'm sure.
I think as well as Michelle, as well as with Alex, if you look at the press conference or the interviews for the managers, if I listen to Tuchel, and you can see that obviously of the time that he's been with Chelsea now, there's a clarity, there's a structure, there's an eye to detail. There's a very confident manager there that knows exactly how he's going to go about the business. When Michael Carrick, he comes up with this, he's discussed it with his staff, it's something different, and basically they're going to sit back and say, let's hope it works. That's the difference between the two teams.
I think the big thing with it as well, Rene, is Michael Carrick's only had one game in charge, but I have to say he got it spot on against Villarreal the other night. He got his game plan spot on. He got the team that he picked was spot on. He's obviously going into this game now thinking, right, how can I put this stamp? He's made a massive call. I tell you what, if it does work today, he leaves Ronaldo, arguably one of the greatest players in the world, out. He gets the right result. What are the hierarchy going to say then? Because they're going to bring in a new manager, and you've just had a caretaker come in and been fantastic for 2 games if they get the result today.
Yeah, but that's been part of the plan. You know as well as I know, Alex, if you watch the game, they could have easily been gone in half-time 2-0 down. Wasn't it again for De Gea? And basically they had no shot at goal. You look at the possession, they surrendered. The second half, it changed when Bruno Fernandes came on. And Marcus Rashford, that completely changed the game. And again, the goal that Villarreal conceded was self-inflicted. What was the goalkeeper thinking about? Credit to Fred, he pressed the ball, dropped for Ronaldo, boom, back of the net. Done, game over. And then he scored another goal in the last minute. Fantastic result, great for Michael Carrick, great for all the players that say that. But it is far from what we expect from Manchester United, being authority on the pitch, deciding on football, keeping the ball, moving about, picking holes in defenders, creating chances, scoring goals, and that is not something that you can expect from him to get right, in the first game. But like I said, it's a big call today. Let's see what happens.